talk about maybe some similarities coming to the roster, maybe even another level for Safe to go to. This now becomes a very exciting roster.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that they can evolve into here. Maybe people aren't too familiar with the terminology that we're throwing around as well. So if you're a challenger or a contender team, what it means is you basically start in the first phase of the major, and that's where the first 16 team worth of Swiss is, with all the regions coming together. If you get a legend spot, you're the top 8 teams, and you get to skip through to the second week of play where we do the Swiss all over again. But enough of that talking. Let's get into the fragging. MIBR on the CT side, FURIA on the attack here of the T side, and away we go. Julie's for Turtle. Some utility out here for Art. Gonna nade open that squeaky door. A smoke for good measure. Wait, it's only the flash, so the smoke will come a little bit later. Ramp pressure on Cello.
Yeah, Cello going to be tested by Art early on, who just continues to run down the ramp. FURIA forcing them back, and Cello immediately decides to drop down. He's in a good spot to try to take away at least one. And with the over-the-shoulder view, we see Cello get two. Art finally takes him down, and Kestrado elsewhere draws the numbers back to even.
Art has this smoke still to deploy. Can smoke off towards single. He could use this anywhere he likes. He's just going to get the bomb down. The rotation starting to come on through secret. Joda seems to be noted as a buddy in tow, and the Julie's in Keserado's hands now. 30 bullets to ring out. Damage done. Dropping back and more.
He softened them up entirely, and now they really have nowhere to go but into his crosshair, and Kestrado eventually will go down. Woody has a kit in his back, but Art has slipped behind him, hunting him down. The double door's open, pulling the distraction, and Woody hits the deck.
Feels like for a moment there Art was considering a knife potential.
Felt like
he scooped
it, yeah.
a little bit closer. So good things for FURIA to kick it off with the pistol round win. And now it's just how quick this one can be. I want to see how much of a fight MIBR can put up. If you look at the head-to-head between these two teams, it's from a show match event in 2021. And in that show match event, where we know that the stakes are naught, quite literally, there was a 13-0 victory for MIBR over FURIA and a 13-5 victory for MIBR over FURIA on Cobble.
Cobblestone.
So, yeah, exactly, right?
Many of our viewers will have never seen Cobblestone.
Precisely. So I hope that that lack of information for them puts things into context here. But Art is very early into this Krieg. I expect some more fun Counter-Strike out of FURIA today, as we have lost Keserado early.
That's a way of getting down secret. Just one little smoke out to main. You do expose yourself to a bit of a gap, but even then, you should be able to get down against the weaker weapons at that range, and the kill has been pulled back by Yuri. Woody, the victim of the rifle, and Safe actually alleviating his position down towards secret. They're letting Art play through hell to push in towards this ramp room.
Yeah, a lot of control here early. Defense currently split into 2-2 as they push for some lobby control here. Total and Exit. The two men tasked with clearing that out, while Jota and Cello towards the lower side of things hope that their Deagles can sing. There is the low HP on Safe, so a bullet to the belly will be his demise, and Art's being flanked whether he knows it or not.
Peek from drop, sees one in the vent. Now looks down towards the stairway. They're trying to pull it back into Art. Art is just hoping to walk into this B site.
Art did just hear Turtle running, so there's a lot of talking. 35 seconds now. Art needs to get one of these kills. Or maybe not. Dinks.
Oh, he's wrapping the door now. And spots out Cello, removes him. Exit has got an AK.
Should just be save, I think, here. No point giving this on over. The upgrades of the Force for MIBR in the second. Should be held onto as the digits are punched on in, and the bomb will get planted. So 40 seconds thrust onto that clock. Now, if you are joining us today, this will be the only game on the secondary stream. The rest of the action will be going down on that main stream. Currently, 9Z taking on Sao Catano. And later in the day, we do have Pain versus Case. And to finish things off, for all you North American viewers, it will be Evil Geniuses taking on Party Astronauts. Now, every single one of those games can be framed as an elimination, but also a survival match, because the winners of those games do not qualify for the major yet. They will go on to tomorrow, where they will be in a bit of a 6th to 8th playoff decider bracket, where they'll still need to win a couple of best of 3s to get on through.
Yeah, those games have a anxiety-ridden path, and this game feels like it's got, you know, a blissful utopia throughout today, I think.
The thing is, this started yesterday for the teams who were in that 2-2 bucket. Like, it started much earlier for the teams who were in the 0-2 bucket, I imagine. But the teams who were 2-1 yesterday with an opportunity to go through, who were unable to close, Party Astronauts is one that comes to mind, now have so much extra work to do to grab that 6th and final spot, because we have locked in 5 positions so far from the Americas RMR.
When this round, MIBR have, you know, got the same weapons over, still stands a bit of a chance to do some damage with the nade stack, the triple setup into his man has sprinkled a little bit of damage across the board here, but FURIA not just committing at the start of the round. They're going to be slowing things down a little bit and holding for some aggression, looking to pick them apart piece by piece.
I think the fact that Art has bought a Krieg second round is really quite telling of what we can expect in this game.
Oh. And that as well, maybe, perhaps. Turtle holds the Krieg now, give it away, and Caserado, he's still at the doorway, so they haven't been able to collect it, but Turtle holding for the overextension. Caserado goes through, and will tread out Turtle. Oh, second headshot is good towards Heaven. Drop manages the headshot as well, and now we're just down to a couple of players, now just Cello in the 1v4.
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest dramas as like this matchup, and I know it's super early, MIBR could make a game of things. I don't want people to think I'm talking too much trash here, but there was two teams in this event that were clear shoo-ins for the major, and those two teams were Liquid and FURIA. And I think for most, they were expecting this matchup to be Liquid, and they were upset by 0-0 Nation in the opening game. 0-0 Nation are now eliminated, and Liquid are locked on in. It's just unfortunate this is the way it shook out, because this could have been a highly contested, really close affair. Who could be the best in the Americas? A real conversation. I think now, you know, it's just signed, sealed, and delivered the fact that it is FURIA. It's up to them to not drop the ball here, and that's what I was talking about earlier, that coming into this event, they would love to secure this spot, right? Not only is it a bit of bragging rights, yeah, look, we've confirmed that we're the best, we've grabbed that legend spot. It's also wanting to make sure that you keep those positive vibes going into the major in a couple of weeks' time, right? Knowing that you haven't fumbled a game that you should have been winning.
Gives you more practice time as well, right? If you're in the challenger stage,
that's very true.
You have to show quite a bit, because let's be real, that challenger stage is a very competitive field. You have to sometimes pull out some of your best pieces to try and just get through it. So don't want to slip on that. Exit, stopping the attack forward, Art and drop down, and that is going to be a big advantage here for MIBR.
Kestra's got the bomb, but needs to get past Cello now. Shot, noted, AK bullets swinging past the head. Safe will grab exit, goes on down, and the chase is coming.
It feels like at this point, Yuri's on top of Silo. So Caserado,
how's he meant to be helped here?
Yeah, he's getting wrapped from Decon, Ramp. He is in a position where you just can't win, and that flash is going to make things even more difficult. Woody removes him, and Yuri's on secret, so they know they can just stick it. They get the kill. Pretty convincing round there for MIBR. FURIA do get a bomb plant, so the money's still looking good, but that was an easy round for MIBR.
Yeah, started with the exit double. Gets one as that smoke, I think it was a little bit misthrown towards Squeaky's door. Had a bit more of a wider gap. Maybe it was intentional. We know that FURIA like to get up to a couple of those hijinks, and then finding the second as they try and slink on down the vents. So stop here from exit. This is the double back again, that shot onto drop. I don't know how much he meant to land that, but regardless, it's a big one to find.
Loved how emotional we got to see MIBR the other day. It's just really, we can tell you guys at home how much it means to the players, but to see it from their faces and hear it from the players' mouths themselves, it just adds another layer to the human understanding of it all. And FURIA committing quickly. Yuri has actually burned away Caserado. Turtle gets the first kill of play. So FURIA are down significant numbers, and now they're having to battle back. Save gets two, and through the smoke, Jota connects. Cello is up in the rafters, and Yuri will see him in the gap to the shot from Cello. The turnaround from Yuri. Ooh, he can make the tap in, but wasn't expecting Woody from the same position. And MIBR will have the round. Yuri makes that very close indeed.
Yeah, close one there, but yet to break MIBR on the CT side. As Caserado into a rebuy, got some head armor, got some AKs. He can actually drop an AK across right now if he doesn't want to go with any util. So a close one. There's that way the round started. Poor Caserado, they get melted away. I would love it if we could get a team kill counter going on for each of the RMRs, right? We can compare when we get to the end. See who, which region had the most.
I think I think the Americas would have it right. Like from the get-go, it's hard to see how any other region would compete with the amount of team kills you've had so far.
Come on now, we got the Asian RMR coming up tomorrow.
Less teams, Chad, less games.
That's,
you know?
Wow, more calamities traditionally. Just ask Blair, you can see the age on his face.
Yeah, Blair's actually 20. It's been a long road for him. Exit, getting rid of Art. 1 for 1 at the start of the round here. Jota. Forward to peek around and drop. Whew, lovely headshot.
Yeah, nice kill. Something to work with now. They've been smoked off. The push from Woody accounted for, but Caserado can't land the bullets. 3 on 3. if they wrap to heaven right now, they know they have a bit of a timing because of the ramp push. So they might catch them in rotation back to grab this hell territory. And well, here it is. Up the ladder they slide. The toes just missed on out there.
They are worried about heaven, but they have been able to slip undetected back in towards this ramp room. 30 seconds left. The commitment to be almost surely locked in from this point.
They have 2 Molotovs here, so if they Molotov over towards the stairwell... Oh, Cello's position. Hold up a second. If he just stays tucked, he could win this just by denying the plan.
Do they molly it out? Do they use utility to clear him out? Or does he fight? He's missed his chance. Now they know exactly where he is. They can put the pressure onto him. 9 seconds. They will drop on him. And Cello, he's out of there. 2 players left here for MIBR. You've got to try and retake this one. Going back into the fray. That's looking good here for FURIA. Now they've got these post plants established. Both remaining players have to come through the ramp. Still utility available here for FURIA as well. Decon door smoke thrown out by Woody. But you've got to deal with Safe, who's down in the dark cubby. And you've got Drop to alleviate the pressure from him. For MIBR, they don't have much money. It has to be the save call, and the rifle's carried into the next.
They really wanted to go for it there.
They
you
really
could tell, right? I'm sure, you know, the sensibility's getting the better of them in that moment. But a good round from Drop. 2 big kills. Able to confirm FURIA's 4th, and they're going to get back into those winning ways after the pistol with conversions. 1 more of those, and they'll be broken. Big grins on the faces right here of FURIA.
They look like they're having fun every time we see them, Chad, and that's great. There's a lot of teams that you're looking at there, you can tell. You know, it's just laser focus, get the job done, but they have a lot of fun along the way while also getting the job done.
Yeah, I think when you continue to win, things are always going to be a bit more fun. You know, winning tends to do that. MIBR going to be taking a tactical timeout here to have a bit of a chit-chat. Make sure they can stretch these finances here. It's going to be Turtle into an MP9, looking like the rest of which should be pretty set with M4s in hand. Cello, what are you going to be bringing into play? Going to grab an MP9 as well. So this is still a tidy looking buy. Not too many dramas here. I have to really chop and change my expectations these days. I come from a generation of Counter-Strike where if it wasn't like 4 rifles and AWP and full sets of utility, it wasn't a full buy. But the way that Counter-Strike's gone, and we have so many more viable weapons.
Yes. And the economy game as well, it's a little easier to manage, I think, at times. You don't have that hard reset, right? That era of Counter-Strike, when we had the hard reset, it was, you could kind of tell how the game was going to go halfway through the map, but these days it's much harder to call.
Yeah, that's when, it was that 15-year period, I suppose.
Yeah, that era, 15 years.
The hard drop off the cliff. Now we have a bit more of a comfortable little pendulum.
Yes, we have got a trampoline to catch them. Or trying to insert some control out Squeaky early. The blow off the sword puts the press. Utility's been bombarded into the positions, but no one yet really committing through the choke points. Drawing out as much utility from MIBR as possible.
Joda is low. Slight issue here, but definitely not the end of the world. Must be so hard to navigate in a lot of these positions when you have a team like FURIA who just bombards the top side time and time again. Nades, spam. You're not so worried about yard, but your top players are under fire, quite literally. Can't lurk behind any smokes. They're just trying to control the positions that you can stand on in. Now, Total retaining some information here on the Tetris box, can jiggle on through with the MP9 just to spot anybody trying to play through Squeaky. Utility left on over. There's enough for a top pop out of FURIA. 44 seconds remain, and they need to find some traction now. Flash forward.
Oh, and Turtle's position removed by Safe. Exit able to come through on a drop. And well, Exit's doing a lot of work from the back of this side. Another multi-kill for him found. Woody takes position in vent, and now we're just down to 1 player. As Yuri goes down, as Kesserado left towards the doorway. 20 seconds to make this happen. Heaven player, site player, and main now actually pushed outside his Joda and the vent of Woody. So, needs incredible clutch. Up to vent they come, and had a chance, but Woody to the kill. Limited time anyway. Ooh, a little bit of BM.
I like it. I like it. I'm sure there's a little bit in the water here. MIBR must know that they are underdogs in this type of situation. Want to try and get under the skin of FURIA the best you can. I think one of the things with FURIA is if you go on for that as the underdog team, you're just going to incite them to want to own you harder. They obviously want to win, but you don't want to give them any reason to want to double down on that promise. Exit's done a great job in multiple rounds here, just anchoring down towards the floor of the top side, so hopefully we get to see more and more out of him. up to 8 kills so far, leading the charge for his team. And over towards A with a lot of util again, just steaming through. Smoke, splashes, Molotovs, the works right now out of the hands of FURIA.
I wonder what the comms are like when you play against FURIA, where they just bombard the net every time towards door. You don't know if they're rushing A, they could be doing that, or they could be going ramp like they're doing right now. Cello happy to try and hold on. Castrado goes in the vent, but FURIA are very good at just having explosive moments, slowing it down. Explosive moments, slowing it down again. And it's hard to really gauge how to play against this. Woody goes into the vent, Castrado not looking the right way, and that's the kill pulled out.
Oh, here we go. The jump from Art will be found. Drop on the trade. Woody's going to find some more damage here from the double doors and spamming with the USP. He spotted both.
Oh, the save hops through the control room window. Exit's coming down towards Decon. Yuri from the rafters down to the side makes a sound cue. The exit can track, confirm some information. But both of these FURIA players now thinking about the vent play, and they found the headshot. Turtle down.
Dear. Vent to top. It's the right call.
Exit hears it. He's quick on this. He wants to come back up, but now that the bomb is confirmed,
this is a perfect
they're letting
position
Jota make
by
the
Yuri.
play. Yeah, Jota's position is strong, but with Yuri back out in lobby, a couple of shots being rattled, but Exit will play with Jota to take him out of the round, so it's down to safe. We've seen some incredible clutches from him yesterday. Now has to do it again. Jota down. Second was opportunity there, but Exit able to recover it. He's been really solid at the start of this.
Looks like they're getting the yells over the walls right there, trying to fire themselves up. And yeah, look, a tidy round, all things considered. Could have gotten out of control there. It was quite a light buy, right? It was still obviously an investment, but it didn't have all the bells and whistles. There's a couple of MAC-10s in the mix. It stalled out quite early there with that Cello ramp smoke as they were trying to push on down. So the fact they get the plant, I'm sure that FURIA are happy with this, and it is going to be the classic hero AK coming out to play. That's been dropped into the hands of Yuri here. It's starting to get even heavier of a purchase on the way out the door. Some more investments from other FURIA members. Boost on up. Quick incendiary to stall out the early progression. Now, you have an AK in the mix, you want to allow him some time to work, and this is where the change-up for FURIA comes in. Not through lobby, through yard this time, so Jota might get a bit of a rude shock.
Yuri's AK.
Oh, beautiful.
Gets flashed. And that's an easy peek out for Jota to collect the first kill.
That's what you want to see. It's Counter-Strike, teamwork, it's all part and parcel of the game at hand. Cello going to take a fight at ramp, but not backing down, peppering away with the M4 to hold the encroaching T's. Regrouping. Drop. Trying to work this Tech 9 towards Heart. As I mentioned, Exit has been good towards this position. We've seen him play it a couple of times so far. Squeaky smoked off again. We are in the sub 1 minute mark now, and regrouping should be name of the game. All 4 T's together in lobby here, and Art trying to crack this one open through Squeaky door. The smoke will be fading momentarily. An opportunity for him to take a fight towards main.
Art clearing out towards Squeaky. No one playing close to the CT. That's Squeaky Turtle. Oh, okay. A little spray transfer to the second, and the rest of MIBR sweep up FURIA for a 5th round as they now take the lead.
Okay, this is looking good so far for MIBR. They've done a lot of the heavy lifting, and I think they might start to buy a bit of respect out of FURIA. A timeout has been taken, a conversation needs to be had, because the money, it's on the cusp, right? They should be able to buy it and look relatively threatening here, but what's the approach going to be? Art made a step on the way out Squeaky door there. I think that alerted them to the presence a little bit earlier. There's Nuke in the background. He's having a good time. The hands go up. They're having some fun with it here.
Looks comfy back there.
It is crazy, like with the generations of Counter-Strike. It was once upon a time when you stopped playing Counter-Strike professionally, that was it. And now you have these legends of old who are competing as coaches.
Yeah. And you know, when you sort of step back, Chad, from playing, was the coaching option really available to you then, or was it always a broadcast path for you?
I think like coaching, if I went back to Australia and did it, there definitely wasn't the money to do so, right? It wasn't as it is now. I think now it would be possible. There's a lot more organizations down there. There's a lot more opportunity. But it wasn't something that was an easy consideration, that's for sure.
This is quick from FURIA, as you usually see in Turtle. Goes away with a double. Woody helped him out just with another. A couple of kills coming back in here for FURIA, but they're running and beating their heads, if they say, time and time again. But MIBR have not cracked yet. playing pretty well here on this side, but Caserado, you don't want to give him too many chances. He might just find a way to win this. And the double setup towards Heaven and Rafters. Difficult to crack this one if you're FURIA, and if you're Caserado, to get that bomb back as well.
Lots of time for this clutch though, right? That's one of the keys that he has in his favor here. I know that the bomb is marooned, but as the time tickles on down, MIBR have to start considering the potential flank, the around the worlds, all the different options that are available to them here. So Cello will have to start accounting for Heaven at some point. Means that Woody will then have to worry about Heart, Squeaky, and the main push. And actually, Cello's getting slightly aggressive with this, so taking the fight into his own hands.
Well, this is the information he wants to get. He's about to spot Caserado. Actually give him a chance there for the 1v1. Would have made it an easier fight, but wins it. Gets loud. MIBR, they want that legend spot, and you can see pretty good start from them. FURIA struggling to make these top site hits work.
I'm just wondering why I couldn't get in the Go TV here. I'm sitting here going, why isn't that connected? There was nothing overnight.
There was.
I gotta roll it back. I gotta roll it back.
Did you see what they had to fix, Chad?
Yes. I don't know how that was even possible.
How? Like, how do you have an instant bomb explosion?
And why wasn't it Rops who found that out? You know, that's what I ask myself these days.
I was going to ask you this morning, Chad. You've been sending the emails to get that one fixed up, but crazy stuff. That is, well, I'm glad I never experienced that.
No, that would have been a real frustrating one.
Gap in the smoke, that's frustrating.
That's a void and a half. And, well, there's a reason FURIA don't go outside often.
Yeah, they haven't mastered the smoke. Another deep smoke towards blue. This time Jordan through the smoke will remove Art. And Jordan, oh, I love how close he gets. It is scary, but he's doing a lot of work. Now to go to the USP, eventually will be bested by Drop, and I guess Robin Tech 9 also finding some success. And maybe this outside play for FURIA has some legs to it. They're wrapping it around Hell to Heaven. Woody, the aggressive stance forward, removes Yuri, but Drop had the element of surprise, and now Exit has to worry about getting pushed from Heaven. Drop has lived up to his name yet again, removes his position from Heaven, and Exit put into the clutch. A 1 versus 2. Versus upgraded weapons now.
Oh, this is difficult running right now. Exit very loud about this. He may have heard Drop on the descent right there. Some sound cues going both ways here. Oh, they don't know. The Exit's on the flank from ramp. The smoke defensive. Bomb planted. Time now thrust onto the clock. 40 seconds to make this one work, Exit. He's being good.
He's got only a flash in his utility belt. Door opens. Confirms position of at least one towards Decon with those double doors wide open. Exit has to be careful on his cross back into the site. He sees where it is planted, he drops, masks the sound, and now looks for the pick, but they're just running away. They're buying time. They're playing with him in this one. The control room window peek comes through. Not the kill, but just the amount of time they're drawing out now. The flash is good. Exit just stuck in no man's land. Will be peaked from Drop at Decon. Well played from FURIA, and that comes off the back of an outside hit with pistols.
I think they were getting a little bit loud back here. You can see Drop there having a bit of fun with things. So all the kills coming through Caserado and Drop there. 3 and 2 apiece respectively. And this is a great opportunity now for FURIA to make a T half out of this. If they win this round, there'll be no money left for MIBR. The score will be tied at 6-6, and FURIA can start really just slathering on the rounds here. The fact that MIBR lose that one, it kind of sucks because they've been defending against these pockets time and time again. They've been doing it against the harder of the buys here. Again, stalled out. Again, no space to take. Art is out and down, silently slinking into the vent. Looks like Cello's accounted for this. I think if you watch a FURIA demo, you have to know that this possibility is open time and time again. And just the way that Cello's playing this, not pushing in towards the doors cavalierly, he is just going to take his time. That allows Art to retain this vent rotation, and the rest of his team scooping down Secret can start to apply some pressure from the doors and windows. Spam through, Cello flustered.
This is a position to take. It's interesting from Cello. You can see down towards Decon, you are somewhat exposed in the walkout from the double doors eventually, but no sound cue being made. Smoke up in the control room window, at least buying him some extra time to hold this position, but you can't stay there for long.
One of the keys here is Drop still has a big bag of utility. A Molotov to work with here. Safe has one as well. They can use that either for the end zone. Oh, just
Woody.
Waiting for the push. Woody walks into it.
It's an easy kill, and now Cello spots the feet. Good position to get one, but has to smartly reposition into a deeper angle. He's able to get away with another one. Cello's holding down the site. Oh, third one, too much to ask onto Yuri, but he's done a lot of heavy lifting to put his team into a winnable position. And Jota,
this comes down to timing.
They're not looking the right way. They're more distracted by the ramp play, and Jota's caught him looking the wrong way. Bomb down now in the open. Jota just staying alive.
Time's a problem here.
And as long as Jota is still up, FURIA can't feel too comfortable. Bomb nearly goes down again. Jota holding for the cross, 10 seconds. They have to commit to the plant eventually. Jota swings into the open, headshot and catch Serrano around the side. Hart goes down, and Jota with a massive round.
So that's a sick clutch right there. Just the continued harassment, not letting FURIA off the leash. Massive stuff from Jota there, and that timing on the rotation, that ramp fight was coming in thick and fast, but was able to pip the gap, get on in behind, and secure the round for MIBR. 7-5 now. And scratching their heads again now, FURIA. They make it work with the pistols, but when the guns come back out, they're being blanked. Really good stuff for MIBR. They've won, what are we looking at here? 5 of the last 6 rounds. So really good change of the tune in this match and forcing FURIA into another timeout.
Both of these teams confirmed to be at the Antwerp Major. If you want to be there, you can get your tickets now. Scan the QR code with your phone or any other device to bring you to the right page and to get your tickets. 7-5 now for MIBR. Looking good at the start of things for FURIA. AK's coming out here.
Yeah, it always seems that they can get some. Kind of fine, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, they are dropping some guns across here. So Drop will be into a Deagle. He's given Yuri the AK. Serato operating with a MAC-10, and Safe and Art also have the Kalashnikov to work with here. But there's 2 MP9s on the other side, so the cash is really not coming out the pockets just yet for either team. And we're at the tail end here of this first half. Forward through Molly, and away they go. Jota might get a rude surprise here, stepping on in. Yuri gets the opener, and that is a big kill to find. The hero of last dead first.
Oh, they turn, but Yuri and I, a couple of kills between them, and now MIBR, this is too much to handle. FURIA with a furious round. And the drop back here for MIBR.
Might just want to try and save this if we can here, Cello. Been able to build that bank. We keep talking about the finances here, but it's a big factor, especially for the CT side, and you might be asking yourself why. Well, you want the smokes, you want the incendiaries, you need all the util to make sure you hold Hut and Squeaky at bay, especially against a team like FURIA, who constantly harass towards that lobby position. So this is a problem now. Round 13 will be going the way of FURIA. They should be getting themselves up to a 7-6 scoreline, just a 1-round game at this moment, this juncture. And the breaking point is here for MIBR.
It's cool to see FURIA in a position now where we are seeing them challenging now for the Legends spot and favorites to do so and get that, because remember back in ECS Season 7 was really their biggest breakout performance, right?
That's Vitality in the final, right?
Yes, and they beat Astralis at that event and really started to become their demise. Yeah, it was great to see. And I think people, the general conversation at the start was, oh yeah, FURIA can't get away with playing this playstyle for long, right? They're going to get figured out. It's a gimmick. They're going to have to adapt. Now, that did definitely have legs to it. They did have to adapt, but they did. But that's the crazy thing. They were able to keep adapting and stay competitive.
You can see where the comfort zone of this team lies. I think the flexibility of a player like Art needs the stable AWPing of somebody like Safe, or previously like Henny, who needs to be able to clutch as well, which is a lot to ask from an AWPer, where traditionally an AWPer is either going to hold some territory or go for some picks, right? Whereas Art needs to be able to do that. He needs to be able to do it all to get the best out of him as an in-game leader. And that's one of the things with this team early. It looked a bit gimmicky. Right? It looked like a style of play that eventually will get found out, because the likes of Fur got found out eventually, the likes of JW got found out eventually, right? But the fact that FURIA can find this solace in the way that they approach the game, with Art being the madman and the rest of the team being quite that stable roster behind him, and the understanding of what to do when Art does or does not make the space, right? And that's the thing. It takes some time to simmer into this. You also remember the junior experiment didn't work out very well, and Honda there for a period of time. Finally, they've been able to get the pieces they need, and that's the thing in Counter-Strike. You can't always get the pieces you need.
Yeah, can you remember who the 5th piece was? Back at ECS Season 7, who was the other player, the 5th for FURIA? Because I couldn't until I just did.
He went and played Valorant for a little while. I think he was doing some streaming stuff. Oh boy, it wasn't an AWPer, was it?
No, I believe it was a rifler.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was a completely different look of the team, because Vinny was there, obviously. It'll come to me, but it's one of those names that's on the forefront of my brain here. This one's getting a bit interesting.
Yeah, it is actually. It looked like easy walk over and let that low in your head while MIBR start to take picks. 2 left here for FURIA. There's one deep in the hut. Exodus pushed forward, he's taking some ground, and now he's going to be holding for Castorado. And the MP9 rattles away. It's just Safe left now in the clutch. Sound being picked up. Exit now picking up an AK. And Cello comes through main. Headshot collected. MIBR and the weaker weapons find a way back into it again.
What was the first letter of his name?
A.
Abel. Abel J.
Yes. There we go.
I knew it was there. It was there somewhere. There in the... Yeah, just gonna tap on in. Yeah, I remember I was working that event that you were talking about. I think I was doing some desk stuff back then. I believe I was. Maybe I wasn't. Either way, I watched it.
You were.
There you
See?
go. Yeah, I was there.
Brain is still good, Chad.
Yeah, the Alzheimer's yet to kick on in here completely. MIBR 1 out of the half. That's positive for them. 9-6, they'd love the sound of that. Saves AWP out to play. This time, not so much of the bombardment towards the top side. They just don't have the util to do so. Minute 25 on the clock. Secret ollied off. Restricted, restrained. Jota over towards the back of Warehouse. The drop onto main will have been heard. The CT vent player communicating that, and safe with a great pick. That setup, usually a player back at Warehouse. Yuri gets the trade. Jota down.
Turtle halts into main they go, and Turtle happily collects the life of Yuri. Back and forth elsewhere. Kesserado and Exit going blow for blow. We're even on odds. A minute left. Oh, Art loses his fight versus Cello down in the ramp room. And now Drop put into the clutch. Now he has become much more comfortable in this team throughout this event. We've seen some great stuff out of him. Now
It's
he
a
looks to
freebie.
clutch. Yes, a free kill on towards Exit. Now goes to the plant. It's up against a damaged Cello.
I'm probably not going to be playing the tune that everybody's looking for here. Drop actually positioning in towards lobby. He's predicting this.
Yeah, he's reading it, fully committed to it. Will he hold it right up to the right second?
Oh!
Cello! His strings get snapped in a clutch or drop in the 1 versus 2, and he's getting loud. He's letting them know what he thinks.
I wish I knew what they were saying. But first of all, I can't hear them. Second of all, I don't speak Portuguese, but I'm sure they're having a bloody good time with it here. Remember, there's a lot on the line here. It's going to be that legend spot available for either team, but it's also pride within the region, right? Drop was in the academy team not that long ago, right? It's probably a year ago now, so not that long ago. But all in all, they come up together. They come up playing Counter-Strike in Brazil. And I'm sure there's a lot of little rivalries, a lot of little fun stories of maybe playing with each other back in Orland's, I forget the name of his pug system. Game Academy?
Gamers Academy?
That's the one, yep. But they're having fun with it. And 8-7 here. Back into the pistol rounds. Yuri into some dual Berettas.
We'd love to see Yuri on the Julies. Always a treat to watch in the pistol on Nuke CT's side. Let's see what he can get done in this. It shouldn't be any secret where he plays with these Julies around this area. I might be able to put some presence lobby early, but are not going back into ramp to challenge.
Okay, well, it's a passive stance here. Dropped with the nade. Well placed. Damage done. Headshot was beautiful onto Turtle.
That was the perfect sequence. And now Yuri is starting to flank around the back. Now they start to look, they start to consider, but oh, can you really deal with it? The dual Berettas rattle away for one. They know the second victim is just around the corner, but Woody will take him out with a Glock. Yuri a bit too persistent now, perhaps.
Yeah, well, this one has stalled out momentarily here. Cello's made sure that there hasn't been any crazy pushes in towards lobby. You can see how safe he's taking all of those fights. He's called back the other two and spotted on the way out the door. A bullet to the back of the head. Woody's down 2, and it's a 2-on-4.
Art hasn't even moved, and now Safe is starting his flank. Art's just holding the same position, trying to buy some time for the flank of Safe to come around the back. Art just doing enough, dropping him down. Now the flank Safe will happily collect the skull of one, and could have doubled up, but Exit is there for the headshot. 40 seconds left. Julie's now out. Difficult clutch ahead of him here.
Got 13 bullets in the Julie, so a reload wouldn't be too bad. Means he can go a little bit crazier around the corners. A plant. Yeah, that would be fantastic right about now. Jumping on down. Sound cues should be noted at this point. It's just about playing safekeeping at the lower site. Well-placed molly.
Confirms the position of Art, who then swings open the double door.
Damage through it.
This is the problem now, though. You've got to play a decon, so getting a plant is going to be excruciatingly difficult. Exit now goes into the double doors. Doesn't want to die here after the time, and will die down to Kesserado.
I think he noted that at the same time as you said it, is like, if I keep looking for these fights and they keep just baiting me off the plant, then I will go down after time. So hard committing to the plant is one way to draw FURIA into the fight. They will do exactly that, and the score is now levied at 8-8. Great stuff here. Both pistol rounds for FURIA in this game. See if they can get the conversions off the back of that. An 8-7 T-half is really good on Nuke. That is definitely what you'd be looking for here as a team with your map choice. An M4 out for the likes of K-Serrado, some MP9s, a FAMASOR 2, and Deagle's on the other side. It's not a force fight. It's just a bit of a light investment. You've got a deal in the hand of Woody. P250 you can hear peppering away over towards lobby for Turtle, and the rest are going to be onto the Glock. So the AKs will be coming out into the next. How much can they keep alive? How much can they farm on up? Those are the questions that you have for the FURIA side of things, as you can see the buy on the other side. Cello looking for a little bit of space towards the outside position, with Woody overseeing business on top of the silo. The rest passive for a lobby push or two. Yuri right now not overstepping the mark, but considering a push, starting to flirt with some jiggles here. Really seeing what he can find. There's the toes of Turtle. Art's found Cello. And has noted the Deagle on top of Silo as well. This one here just going to be milked away at. 3 more to find.
Oh, I love that from drop. Up to down. Good transfer. And Woody now left up on the T-roof with his Deagle. Can we see if he can find anything out the way at the door. But FURIA keep it clean.
Before this series started, FURIA had 4 players in the top 5.
That is very dominating.
Yeah,
they barely lost any rounds, Chad. That's the crazy thing, right? And
I think Art was the only one not in the top 5, which is not what you're used to seeing, right?
Yeah, so that's crazy. And I think Drop is obviously the standout there, the elevation of his performance and just how comfortable he looks against this level. It
does help, right, it being this level, but it's great for your confidence. It's great for your confidence in the team here, because if you join a tier 1 team and then you're only playing against tier 1 opponents,
yeah,
right, you know, you're expected to sink or swim. You're in the deep end immediately. So it's great that he can get some of these events under his belt here with the squad. Squeaky blown off. Yeah,
it allows you to see the progress that you put in. It's hard to see it when you're just constantly going up a level. It's like when you go to the gym, right? You start off weak and then you don't really notice the gradual increase in weight, but when you go back to where you started, it's like, damn, this is easy now.
The where?
Go back to the weight where you started.
But where are you going?
Back to using the weights.
At the
gym.
Oh, what's that?
It's a place where you go to lift some heavy metal.
Okay, I'm struggling with exercise, Dicko. Don't call me out like this in front of everybody.
I thought it was something to do with my accent,
Chad. No. I understand you every day of the week, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Okay. There is a saying you said, all over Red Rover. I cast it with another Australian a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed she said it, and I was like, damn, okay, this must be like an Australian saying, 'cause I've never heard it.
There we have do you know Bulldog in the yard, like as a game?
Yeah.
British Bulldog?
We got banned from playing that.
Yeah, well, we have a version that's like Red Rover.
Okay, that makes sense then.
I'm going to put it this way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. MIBR are in a world of trouble right now. They are isolated towards Secret. They have 36 seconds left on the clock. They are almost out of utility here. Not only is time an issue, space is the issue. And guess what, Dinko? This one could be all over Red Rover.
Absolutely could. We'll see if there's any bite to the Bulldogs here of MIBR as they go back up towards the upper site. Jordan's actually here towards Squeaky Doors, so K-Serrado's going to be tested inside the back of the site. Yuri pushed up, and as we mentioned time and time again, this duo of players, very difficult to bring down, and Art comes up the fence, set up with a distraction, runs out of ammo. And so the kill back from Jordy actually gets 2.
3, 2, 1.
It's messy, but the bomb, not enough time for MIBR to get to the site. And, yeah, it's just, when you realize the limited time, Art just comes out the vent, no problem.
Yeah, he's not afraid in that situation. If there was longer on the clock, he wouldn't give up his life in that same way. But because causing chaos in that moment is fantastic, Art does exactly what he, as a player, is designed to do. So the first to reach the double digis are FURIA, 10-8, looking great. And MIBR into a bit of a buy. An AK out in the hands of Woody retained. And we're going to see some techers, a Glock, and a P250 to go alongside.
Oh, Cello slipping out, ready to go into the fight of safe. And when you slow peek safe like that, you're destined to die. Smokes come out now, following up for MIBR, trying to allow them down Secret, and Yuri removes Turtle. Nearly a shot there for safe. He keeps eyes on Art. He's actually going towards Secret, and Yuri's just not going to let him get by.
Where was the smoke in the feed, Valve? What's going on there? How does Yuri just pip him like that? Exits drop the bomb. Nice delivery over towards Secret, and thank you very much. That was a really nice sequence again there. So the AWP kill comes, the smoke wall lands, the incendiary drops, it stalls them out, and then they get the kill knowing that they have to try and scale either through it or wait behind it. So really well done. Good stuff from FURIA, just doing the basics well here.
Yeah, they may not throw outside smokes a lot themselves, but they certainly know how to disrupt it for the other side of things.
It is quite wild, right, that they can continue to get away with this playstyle. And this is the thing, it always leaves the door open to when Gary decides that, hey, we want to make smoke walls a big part of our arsenal. They can throw a team off. Like, I know it means that you're not going to be as well practiced with it, but to be able to throw the smoke walls out, to be able to have different variations of them, to use them as a fake or a gimmick when it's not part of your strat book, or at least it's not on pages 1, 2, or 3, it's towards the back, it makes you a lot more flexible in that regard. So it is a curious way to approach the game, but it comes with its perks.
I do love how we have different ways of approaching the game, though. But we have 10 seconds on this timer, so I don't want to see MIBR go down after the time.
Woody's saving again here, and understandably so.
He's far away, no problems for him at the moment. So yeah, it is great to see, you know, different play styles available on a map like Nuke. I think it was Maniac that called Nuke a living organism.
Okay.
And I love that metaphor because you look at how it plays, you know, you have the outside control taken by Ts. The CTs move into hot and take lobby. It's just constantly moving, adjusting, and it's just such a fun map to watch because of that.
Yeah, I remember back in the early days to do with like map control and theory, and one of the first ones was like Cache, for example, where like, okay, if you lose middle, then maybe you have to take some main control so you can't get split on. Like now you have a map like this where the theory of Counter-Strike is so well known by all the top teams that you have to be able to make these decisions immediately. It's not just up to the in-game leader to position you around the map anymore. You have to start being able to make these decisions independently based off that theory and those conversations that you've had and you've done. But the harassment in towards lobby, apparently it goes both ways for FURIA. They've been the ones peppering over towards the top site on their T-half, and now destroying players in lobby with spam and bullets on through. Woody is already down to 15 points of health, and I don't think anybody has physically seen each other.
That's crazy. Just constant barrage of bullets from FURIA, and the difficult part does happen when you get onto the T side. You have to play against FURIA's CT side. You'd have to deal with Art doing this. He's pushed all the way deep outside.
Just the timer on this, and if he hears a pin get pulled, well, that smoke is going to help lure them in.
It's just the way he plays as well. You know, a lot of players are getting that corner and just hold the angle. He's going into the fight, and it's nearly come away with a pick.
He should get away with his life here as well. Smokes are going to hit him as he's trying to trundle on backwards, but they're going to be scared to scale yard, knowing that Art could be in secret, knowing that he could be behind the T-red box. So I think this is going to have to change their entire approach. But because they don't push the issue, it actually works in their favor. Art has dropped back. They have turtled up. They are more than ready for this. Safe has the cross covered on off.
Not a lot of time.
Again.
And FURIA just blocking every access point.
And spamming for more damage, boys. Look, 41, 11, 15, 26. That's the HP before they go in.
And look at this. This is finally they decide to execute in, but they're all the walking wounded. They're barely limping their way through to the site, and FURIA, they are erupting with round wins at this point.
Yeah, it's looking way too easy right here on this CT half. We have
Tacitus is still writing
rounds.
down notes. It's like,
yes, he's taking his job very seriously, all right? Very seriously here. How many did we kill? How many survived? What did they kill us with? Lots of notes for the coaches to take here, but this is getting way too easy now. 4-round difference. A timeout has been called right now from MIBR, their third of which in this game. Have a bit of a conversation here. 4.3 on Turtle, 4.3 on Cello. Those two could get AKs. Exit could do the same. Joda could get in there with a glue with some util. So they can buy. There's no question about that. It just depends on how potent does the buy need to be. Do they want the AWP? Do they have an approach that they can think will work? Maybe change the pace. Maybe start going a bit faster. See if you can bully ramp with drop early. See if you can put some pressure on there as opposed to just sitting this one out, getting dictated to, and having to walk in very, very late. But we have a Stream A update right there. You can see 9Z taking on Sao Catano, 11-9, a close affair. 9Z have been battling back in this one from the 0-2 scoreline, so it's not going to be easy for them if they do end up making it to the major.
Yeah, they'll certainly earn their spot. This time, maybe a quicker approach from MIBR, who have been running low on time in recent rounds, but the utility deployed by FURIA makes it difficult to go for a quick pop anywhere. Yuri actually gets close, and now they try and come through, but they just get clotheslined. Yuri's out there ready for another. The second kill picked up. Turtle from main actually has been able to slip through and does collect the headshot on Art. So at least one found here for MIBR.
causing a couple of question marks right now, but Caseroto's gone forward. Even though Turtle is making his way around towards the heavens, he would have to hit a banger of a shot here. Fortunately, it is safe with the AWP, so one miss and he's in, but Safe's just dropped on off. Problems now for the top side as Turtle's coming.
Yeah, Turtle wrapping around. Ooh, will he find a chance? Safe turns back, considers the heaven play, and Turtle now gone. So good comms, clean comms here for FURIA. Able to track every single hole in their possible defense, and now Exit and Woody. Well, just one player left now.
Exit has got the M4.
He does. But FURIA realize what they don't have, and so therefore should be watching for the one position he can come from. So
yeah, there it is. Right, so Caseroto has Heart, Yuri has Main and Squeaky covered, and then drop is towards lower here. So this one is accounted for. The bomb is also dropped in the side.
Have you noticed Safe just never misses the easy shots? He's just so consistent. Yeah, that would be my fault. Nah, he doesn't miss those. Headshot, even a bit of overkill. He's just so consistent, and I think that's what you need. Like an efficient AWPer, but also has this ability to pull off a clutch.
Do you think it's because of the namesake?
Yeah, it's the name. It's the Safe name. A lot of people thought he was called Safi. Then I did a little digging, and I found out he was a CS 1.6 Pro. Okay. And when he went by Safe, normally spelled S-A-F-E. So he went by that alias back in 1.6. So
now he's just added an F and added an E.
Yeah, he just a little bit of style. You know, years have been added on, and he'll add some letters to it too.
Yeah,
but he said that he wanted to become base his style of Zywoo, and watched a lot of Zywoo demos. Now, I guess that just means he wants to be a pretty solid, efficient AWPer.
So he just wants to be one of the best players in the world, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, well, don't we all?
Absolutely. It's hard to replicate that. Oh, Cello, okay. That's the way to finally quit a bit of space, and they go down the vent. Cello and Turtle down into the lower site, and they're charging in towards Decon.
Well, they should be able to plant here. They just have to get past drop. Art's already dead. Good place incendiary there. We'll stall them out for now, but the smoke in exchange. We'll see Turtle jump on in to plant the bomb. Safe's already down here. Joda dead. Turtle on an island. Woody's gone too.
Door closed. Turtle now can focus on some of the other positions. Yuri is so ready for Exit to still be up here and takes his head off his shoulders. So MIBR, this becomes a little more difficult with that smoke fading away. Safe hits the shot. Turtle down. FURIA, even when they have a bit of a hole, they will recover it in a bit of BM again.
It looked good for a moment, didn't it? It really did, because Caseroto goes down without anything on top of the hut position, then Art only gets one. He's already in the lower side of things, gets taken out immediately, but it does fall apart at the seams right there. 2 rounds required for FURIA to close out map number 1 of their choice. Overpass next, and the third, if we need it, will be Vertigo. MIBR are going to be taking another timeout, their last of which is available for Nak to call to have a bit of a chit-chat with the squadron. The buy's there, the plant was good, the max loss bonus well and truly in play as we are looking at 7 rounds consecutively here out of FURIA to get them up to this 14-round haul. Beautiful stuff. That's the first plant as well. So that is an important plant here if MIBR want to have a comeback.
And it's hard to, I really think, get that again, right? They rush through door, they get down vent. How often are you going to be able to do that versus the FURIA utility that's been coming in? Doesn't feel too likely. So MIBR, yes, force themselves into the site, but they've still got a lot of work to do here. FURIA are going to be aware of that. That's now one trick that may have worked, but FURIA should patch it up. Haven't seen a whole lot of outside commitments down with the smokes here for MIBR. Art's been locking down a lot of space towards outside, so perhaps you can see a little bit of a change up to the commitment towards outside here. But look at that, Art yet again locking down towards outside.
Happy to have the utility hit him. Old Art. Playing in the smokes, does see that silo is clear, so expecting the crawl to come on through behind, but the AWP is not the weapon to get flashed and fight. We're starting to fade here momentarily. He's the linchpin to hold off the main lurk, and they're so late behind the smoke. They're crossing as the smokes have faded. Art's in trouble, tap it on down to 15, the safety net smoke to at least keep him alive, needs to flash, needs to get on out. And does. So he's retaining his life for now.
I don't know how Art is alive, to be honest, in that position. He didn't even see the silo peak.
We've seen a lot of this throughout the Americas RMR, where teams will get either the warehouse or the secret control they look for, and then when they drop back late, they do it at like 30 seconds, and there's a player over towards CT boxes or whatever, and then they get caught in transition. We've seen that a couple of times. Because I think that they are assuming this is forcing a rotation, that it's forcing more respect than they actually have gotten here.
Safe is posted from vent to watch the secret walk up and sets up with Yuri who can play off his contact. It's an easy double kill. And now MIBR is starting to struggle. They're going to go back into drop, and at ramp he is ready. With the onslaught of players, he nearly gets away with one, but doesn't manage it. Luckily, Art is quick on rotation to help and gets one, so it has weakened the attack forward. And the time, yeah, the bomb's down loose again, and it's getting cleaned up. Safe for the final two, and 15 locks in for FURIA.
All right, well, I suppose we should call this map done and dusted, as the old cliche goes.
Well, a tech pause to round out.
Of course. Of course.
Good time for it.
Oh, why not? Going into the final round of play, make sure everything is sorted on out here. But really good setup towards the lower. Fantastic shooting here from Safe. Starting to come alive here. 20 kills from Safe, 20 for Yuri, 20 for Quesorado, 14 for Drop, and 11 for Art. So quite a smattering there of frags. 16 for Joda and Exit on the other side, 12 for Turtle, 11 for Cello, and 10 for Woody.
You know, the first half was actually relatively competitive. I think the CT side looked pretty good for MIBR. Exit had some great holes, Joda had some good rounds, but they did not get kills in the second half. They just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the bigger problems in Counter-Strike. You can have all the strategies you want. You can have the smokes, the flashes, the understanding of how to take areas, but at the end of the day, you need to hit those shots. You need to be ready for the fights. I know it seems like a very obvious thing to say, but it's not always that way. There's the Stream A scoreline again for you on the top right of the screen. 12-10, 9Z retaining a little lead over there. You know where to find that, twitch.tv/PGL.
Well, looks like tech pause is fixed. We will be heading back into the game momentarily. We'll see what MIBR come up with here. FURIA have actually called a tactical pause as they want to close out map 1 as cleanly and as quickly as possible.
I like it. I like it. You get 4 in a map, so may as well use them here to be safe, and then you have 1 left on over in case things do start to spiral out of control. Safe sport out an AWP, Art into 1 as well, so the double orbs again on this CT side.
Well, now we're looking at MIBR's purchase up. They brought something to the battlefield. It is Galil's, an AK, Tech 9s.
Well, we love a good Tech 9. Just having a chat with Davey about this before we came into Cast, how OP it was once upon a time. Util early, deployed, Squeaky smoked off, and just in time, Art's going to play ahead of it. So giving his life on over here with a risky maneuver, but only Art's going to go for plays like that.
Yes, well, you know, shotgun offing, it's a style, and Art tries to provide us with it. Quesorado, Cello is the victim as rifle. Now we got Drop playing towards the back box. Utility should start to trickle towards his position, but Drop is happily taking out the left-sided fight. Oh, commitment to the spray will eventually get his reward. And now Safe is coming over to help, so the AWP can watch the cross. Sets up Drop's rifle, but a missed shot from Safe, and Drop is under a lot of pressure now. Handles it on the left side. Molly finally will go into his position. Flash over the top, but Turtle ready for it. Now Quesorado, if he wants to close it here and now, has to win a 1 versus 2 versus Turtle and Joda. Now Joda has taken a lot of damage. He's down to 31. And Quesorado, top 20 player in the world, certainly capable of pulling off a 1v2 like this. Especially with him split up and control the bomb now. Gets chunked down, a couple of shots now tickling at his feet. Separates it into the 1v1. The commitment from Turtle puts it all on the low HP of Joda. 35 seconds left here. Bomb loose. And Quesorado has actually alleviated pressure upon the bomb. He's going back. And this gives a little bit of a shot now for Joda to run down into B. And they can put this bomb down no problem. This 1v1 is truly on.
Yeah, but the question is Joda able to piece together that Quesorado could be coming from anywhere? The sound cue's given away the position, and now Quesorado knows exactly where to look.
Feet spotted. Goes up to control room. Joda breaks the window. Immediately hops back out on towards the rafters. He knows now that Quesorado will know his position. Quesorado is quick on the wraparound the back of control room window here. But So many angles now to check. He goes to the left, hasn't seen him, hasn't spotted him. Jordan's taking up cover at the back of the site in the rafters. He's played those so well and will win the 1v1. Curious there for Castorado to leave the bomb control and ends up giving Jota a big chance to win the clutch.
Yeah, it is indeed a curious one right there, but well played from Jota. I think the penny dropped that, oh, I've already made a sound cue. I can't just sit here and wait. So the little bit of the maneuver out the window, adding more question marks to this whole situation. And one falling through the fingers of FURIA here. Bomb loose, the conversion not there, and that's not the end of the world. They can buy back in. There's no qualms in that department. There's more issues in the buys for MIBR as they get into a couple of Galils. The AKs come out. The util should be here, but they need to get 6 more rounds consecutively if they want to go to overtime. It's going to be quite the comeback. Around, smoke trickle towards Yard. The AWP bullet. See it penetrate the box just there. Art with some spam on through, and they're trying to slink close towards the main position here off the back of Cello. He's going to get found. Safe is not afraid of anything. A second for Safe. Takes out 2.
Lovely shots. MIBR have got a couple players down. The help behind the smoke screen at the moment. Art also rotated down to try and help out matters and close this one for FURIA, but surely with the 2-man advantage that Safe has taken early on, that should be enough here for FURIA. Clear out credit card. Start to limit the positions the CTs could be standing in. But MIBR are going to start running out of time. If they take too long here, Art is going to surely pick them apart. Turtle now in the vent. Art holds down. Oh, the vent peek out from Turtle. Shot is there. Kill comes in, and now Exit and Jota in a 2 versus 5. Looking to make this one happen. And it's not looking likely. FURIA should be now taking their 16th round and closing. Nuke, Exit, and Jota trying their best to get out the single door. But look how many players are here. Art, the man to close it, and he will take both 16-9. FURIA now 1 map away from the legend spot at the major.
Pretty easy about things and continuing the banter over the wall. I'm sure we might get some translations coming through with how much fun they're having, but the smiles on the faces, as there was no moment of stress there. This is one of those that falls into the bucket of a matter of time game for me. The first half, competitive, but the second half, an absolute blowout, easy as you like. And look at Drive, he's got a big grin on his face right there. They're happy with this one, our FURIA, and as you mentioned, just one more away from